Hello and welcome to episode 40 of SAAB Fever. My name's Frank, and in today's episode we'll be replacing the connectors on the evap canister on one of our 9.5s. For quite some time now, the car's had a pretty bad smell of petrol when sitting in traffic, and especially when reversing. It's really has taken me quite a while to track down where it's coming from. Obviously, you smell petrol in the car, you start looking at the injectors, fuel rail, fuel lines, maybe even the fuel filter at the back of the car. But everything I've looked at's been fine, there's no obvious signs of any petrol dripping, and I'm glad to report there's also been no flames. I had eventually narrowed it down to the right-hand side of the car, so for those of us in the UK, that's the driver's side. Sort of towards the back of the engine bay, close to the firewall. I eventually discovered, if looking down the hinges to the bonnet, there is actually something down there. There's some pipes and everything. It's all part of the evaporative emission control system on the car. I have to confess, I know basically nothing about it. I've known for years that it existed. And I didn't even know where it was in the car. The whisk wasn't much help either. It seemed to suggest the charcoal canister was on top of the fuel tank at the back of the car, with no indication that there was anything at all up in the front wing. Looking in the parts catalogue, however, did show something in the wing. So I was pretty sure that was it. Did a bit of investigation online, and lo and behold, yeah, that's where the carbon canister is. Now, as I understand it, what the evap system does is it picks up fuel vapours coming off the tank, right at the back of the car, obviously, allows them to condense back into a liquid, and then sends them back either to the tank or forward to the engine for combustion. As I said, but honestly don't know a great deal about it. It looks like it's actually a little worse than I thought. I could see, obviously, from above in the photo I showed, that the one on the right, as we're looking now, was broken, but it turns out so was the one on the left. The one on the right's held in with clips, so we're going to need to release those. It turns out my pliers weren't very good for that job. They just kept slipping off, and to be fair, neither were the snipe nose pliers. They didn't really fare any better. In the end, it was a big set of adjustable pliers that did the trick. And they're able to release the clips and hold on to them at the same time, so that was nice. And with it all off the car, we can have a better look at it. Here's the one from the pipe on the left. It's not held on with clips at all. It literally just sits there, but seems to have split all the way down. I've got some 8mm fuel hose. That's 8mm internal diameter. It seems to be pretty much the right size. I'm just checking that one too. Yep, You can see the one on the right is ever so slightly longer, but I really don't think it matters. I'm going to cut them both to the slightly longer length, but like I said, I really don't think that matters too much. The first thing I'm going to try is just sitting it next to it so I can get the right sort of length, and then try cutting it with what's left of my knife from the toolbox. Sadly, it's either the knife's completely had it, which is probable to be honest, or that fuel line's a bit too tough for it, so a bit of cutting pliers in and we're done. It's not very pretty, but you won't see it either. Obviously I'm going to need to use the slide pliers again to open the clip up and put the clip on the hose beforehand. Use that one as a guide for the next bit. No need for clips on this one, it just slides on, and there we go. With any luck, once I get that back on the car, that should be it. I'm going to do the easy one first. It's a case of just sliding it on, then sliding the pipe on as well. I'm assuming that side of the system isn't under any significant pressure, which is probably why it's not held on with clips. Although, I have to admit, there is a chance that they've perhaps rusted and fallen off. Yet again, using the slide pliers. It's a bit tricky, one of those kind of things you really need 3 hands for, so I've moved the clip down, positioned the hose, and then moved the clip up. And there we have it. I'll do the same on the other side. Now it's just a case of putting the lining back together. Yeah, it can be a little awkward, but you'll get there eventually. It tends to help to put the clips at the front in first. And then the back really just kind of falls into place. And then just put all the little screws back in and go for a test drive. I'm happy to report after filming the video, the test drive was successful. No smell of petrol when sitting in traffic, or especially when reversing, because I mean that was when it was really noticeable, like when we reverse into the driveway at the end of the day, getting home from work. And I suppose, especially with petrol prices being what they are at the moment, I'm probably going to save a small fortune not losing all those petrol fumes. As always, thanks for watching.